Hello, Victoria Cochrane here at Spiritual Events Directory Facebook page on the Spiritual Wisdom Hour, Wednesday, the something or other, 20th is it? Or 21st? I can't remember. I'm kind of only semi-working, so I get a bit funny with the days. Hope you're all good. And looking forward to connecting with all of you again. Funny, I left my glasses at home, so my husband's come in specially to bring them, but they're my old ones, so they're not exactly perfect, but I can read better with them than I can with he did a good job, the poor darling. Anyway, so I hope you're all well and having a good week, and I'm here again to talk you through spiritual development and anything to do with spiritual stuff. Hi Bridgie, great to see you. Thanks for sharing my post this morning. So I'm kind of leaving it up to you guys now to spark me off on what you'd like to talk about and things that are relevant to you. Can't do individual card readings, but I certainly can do ones for the collective and talk about things that are helpful for all people. Hi Janelle, great to see you. So just pop me a message or something that you've been having trouble with in terms of spiritual development. Okay, so if you would like a personal reading or a private reading, then by all means please drop me a line at victoriacochrane.com, or you can do it here on Spiritual Events Directory and Sarah will put you in touch with me. My Facebook page is Reaching Out Spiritual News because I put out a newsletter of the same name. So I'm really big on helping people to find their own spiritual gifts and step onto their own path. That only happened for me 11 years ago, and it's just been fantastic. I've loved it, and I love this work, so I really want to help other people. But failing people dropping me a line, perhaps I'll just get some chakra cards out and give them a shuffle and see where we can start from there, because I have talked a bit over the weeks about chakras and such, but so just asking for an unconditional love reading, letting people, okay. Yes, still struggling with letting people affect my peace. Yeah, well, it's a bit of a thing, isn't it? We have to be connected, try to retain our spiritual connection while living in a physical body with everybody else's energies around us. And it is a bit of a struggle. And Archangel Michael does talk about just living each day with spirit perched on your shoulder so that you would be able to think of how Archangel Michael might react, or whoever your guide is, and ask them for help. And like I said last week, my friend talks about responding, not reacting. But it's the whole thing about allowing people their own journey while we're on our journey too. Lisa, great to see you. You found it, yay. Lisa's a beautiful friend of my sister's and now a beautiful friend of mine as well. Hi Kate, great to see you. So so Bridgie was just saying that she's still struggling with people trying to help her, she's still struggling with keeping her peace in a human world. So I'm just trying to think of, all right, so this is my third book, and the messages are from the Masters, and they talk about terrorism and all the drama and all the stuff that's going on now. It's very relevant. And look, it's never going to stop being. Hi, Jose. Look, not doing individual card readings. I just can't do them. It's not kind of helpful for everybody watching. But I do talk about things that are relevant to a lot of people. And if you would like an individual card reading, please contact me and we can go from there. Charge $60 for half an hour, and so it's not expensive. And I'm always too happy to hear from you and connect with people. Yeah, Lisa says she struggles with that too. Yes, so let me see. So the short answer is just seeing everything with love, and that's really fine to say, isn't it? But it's not always easy to do it that way. So let me just read to you a little bit about, I just kind of open up to a page and it's just really kind of appropriate. Lisa says it's awesome to get a private reading, and she could be my manager. She's had a couple, so I helped her find her cat. That was awesome. Hi Angie, how are you? And Des, good to see you too. Stayed with them just recently. It's so great to see people that I know jumping on, or people that I've met online jumping on, and new people too. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So the question is, how do I maintain my peace while other people are kind of intruding on it? Well, you could become a hermit, but that's not too fun. We do have to try and maintain our spiritual connection. So there'd be a couple of things like grounding every day, feet hit the floor, zip your aura up, send your energy down, ground into Mother Earth, connect to your archangel guides, pray to God. Whatever you do, I connect to the Creator's light, non-religiously, but if you do, if you like to pray to, look, whatever works for you, just ask for protection, ask to be grounded and protected, and to be always connected to your guides. So Creator, Jesus, the archangels, whatever works for you, and then just sit in the peace of the stillness of the morning. You know, that's if you do have stillness of the morning. If you've got 3 little ones running around or whatever, do it on the toilet or somewhere where it's quiet. But just, it doesn't take very long. Literally can take 1 minute to ground, connect, bring your energy in, just ask for protection, zip your aura up and just feel yourself in your body. That's all you need to do. So remaining present, not worrying too much about the past and the future, that's a really important thing. Let's see what the cards say, and then I'll just read you what the masters say too. So, you know, if a lot of stuff's happened for you, and you're wondering what on earth's going on, everything happens for a reason. If people are suddenly turning against you or something, you know, I don't know, it's just about always coming back to you. Yesterday I had someone and she had a lot going on, and she's busy, all sorts of things happening, but it was just, come back to you. Who are you? Like, have you lost sight of you? Just bring yourself back, breathe, and what is your journey? What is it that the guides are telling you? But what are you hiding from yourself also? And always just, you know, it might come from other people, but what are they reflecting back to you? So it's just about coming back to self, breathing in your energy, collecting your energy, sitting in the silence and just hearing the messages of your guides, because a lot of people are changing direction at the moment. Oh, okay, this is beautiful. So visualization, but look at that eye. That is, it's about looking within and seeing what changes are happening. There are changes happening in the world, but what is happening within you? And a lot of people, everybody watching on here will be awakening, finding gifts that they perhaps have not known about or have known about but have kept hidden. And so now is the time. The earth needs us. The earth needs us to awaken. But as we do, it can be scary, but it's also really exciting because the help is there. So it is about learning to be connected always, while living in a physical body and in a world that is going crazy, but visualizing what it is that you want to happen to, holding on to the focus of what you'd like to manifest in your life, and then visualizing that happening. Meditating every day or as much as you can, connecting to your guides. If you don't know who they are, just ask to be connected to your archangel guide. Don't connect to a spirit guide. Connect to an archangel guide, to the highest form of energy. But you can call in Metatron, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Mother Mary. They're all really wonderful guides. Call in someone that you trust to ask them to guide you and to show you what's happening in your life and why it might be happening. I was singled out in a development class and made to feel quite horrible about myself. Okay, so it made you feel horrible about yourself, but what is it that you believe about yourself, Bridgie, or that you don't trust about yourself? What are you embarrassed about? Their manner might not have been any good, but this is what I'm meaning. It's like turning the eye inward, and yes, they made you feel that way, but also what is it within yourself that made you feel that way? And when you're honest about that, you can change it. Like, knowledge is power, isn't it? Kind of rambling on a little bit here and there. So I'm going back to the question of how do I maintain my spiritual connection while having to deal with people who are asking things of me that don't make me comfortable, or dealing with people whose energies are lower. So love is all there is. All else is illusion and will only become reality if you believe it to be so. Because remember, we talk a lot about we create our own reality. Do not buy into the illusion of darkness, because the duality of light and dark is not in the energy of the Creator. So even archangels work in duality, good and bad, light and dark, but in the energy of oneness, the Creator's energy, everything just is and everything is connected. So even people who are evil are just choosing a longer path to enlightenment. It could be several thousand more years of reincarnation, but they'll get there eventually, and so it's not about seeing them as bad or good, it's just choosing a different path of lessons, and quite often that's the harder path too. When you see, feel and become love, you are one with God's light. Nothing else is real. Believe in love even if you cannot believe in God. See love as the only energy that is real and send it with purpose to the world. You cannot imagine how powerful that one act can be. Much longer. Your soul has lived many lives in many bodies, countries and eras. You may even have existed in a form other than human. Your spirit is of essence. It is of the earth and it is of the Creator, whose light is of essence and is one and the same as yours. You're welcome. With me, not them at all. Well, I mean, people have a manner about them too, Bridgie. But yeah, what is it they're reflecting back to you? And when you can pinpoint that, you can work on it and let it go. And it's quite a confronting thing to do. But if you felt uncomfortable about doing it, you could have said no. And there's no judgment in what I'm saying. Goodness, I've been in the same position lots of times, but I've just learned that we've always just got to bring it back to us. We're the only people we are the only ones who can change. I put something up on Facebook the other day, No one, no one, no one needs to validate who you are except you. You know, we don't need to please anybody else. We don't need to tell anybody else that we're okay. We don't need to show anybody else that we are okay except ourselves. If we don't feel that we're okay, then we will open ourselves up to criticism and judgment, and that will come back to us. And so it's just tuning into that and being aware. And so I'll always, if I start to get angry or I have a reaction, I will always stop myself now and go, what is it that's causing me to do that? You're welcome. And then I can change it, and bit by bit I'm a lot less reactive, except to my husband. I must work on that, because he does kind of make me kind of spark off a bit. Yeah, that's right, Lisa. Our emotions are ours and other people's are theirs. Neither is responsible for the other. Exactly. So yes, I'll have to work on my reactions to my husband, mainly because it's personal stuff, I guess. But yeah, he's probably the only one I blow up to now. I have to stop doing that. So thank you guys for helping me see that. So what they say is, we remind you now that whatever you are experiencing on earth or have experienced in the past is part of your soul journey. The lessons you are learning and have learned all form an important part of your soul growth towards enlightenment. Any burdens you bear as a consequence of these lessons and experiences will all melt away if you would only become one with Creator's light. Yeah, that's right, Lisa. In the energy of the Creator, you will have the opportunity to view all that has gone before you from a higher perspective. Even if you have witnessed acts of intolerable cruelty, injustice and sadness, from the eyes of the Creator you can see that much has been chosen and only some acts are karmic, for there is no judgment from God the Creator on those who inflict pain and suffering on the other souls. So if we think about Creator then not judging other people for all the things that they do, and then where we act as judge and jury, and you know, that's just the way of the human world. But knowing that everybody has a journey and a soul contract and a story behind things can make it easier to allow them to have their journey without taking it on to tell them how terrible we think they are, or to give them advice, or to even feel annoyed with them. You know, just to be able to say, okay, well, you know, I don't really subscribe to what you're saying or anything, but that's your journey, and I'll just keep my energy clear and wish you love. Yes, respond, don't react. That's right, Angie. And just, but also when we know that everybody's got a story, and that we don't necessarily understand where they're coming from, but that it's important for them to live that through and learn that lesson, then it makes it easier to not get involved or emotionally attached to it in some way. And even with things that are happening in the world, you know. So going back to what Archangel Michael says, he says, be an observer, not a participant, and actually just stop and observe your own reactions and feelings, and then send love. And sending love to people you can't stand might seem a really hard thing to do, but it's the best thing to do, because it helps to transmute that energy between the two of you, and it also helps you to let go of any grudges or any resentment or anything like that, and it will just help you to be freer, but it will also just allow you to not be absorbed by their stuff when you don't need to be. So as I said, if you're really having trouble kind of, you know, we can't expect to be peaceful all the time. Make a time for peace. like a daily or couple of days. That's beautiful, Liz. I've been doing that a lot lately, observing and not reacting, and always send love, as you taught me constantly. It's beautiful to have a few people say that, that what I've been talking about has taught them things, and that they're using them and it works for them. And then hopefully they go off and teach other people. And so that's how it works. And that's why I do this, is to help people to understand this kind of perspective, and then to go off and teach other people. And I think it's just so important. And it's just lovely to get that feedback too. So thank you. And I wish I could give Lisa a big hug, because she used to be overseas and she's up in Sydney now. But Chris is moving. Chris, our eldest son, Lisa, has sold all his stuff off in Sydney, and he's moving down here for a few days, and then, oh, beautiful. Thank you. Okay, I digress. So getting back to, yes, just getting perspective on things, and making sure that we're in the present moment, and we're grounding every day, and making a time for meditation where we can then have our peace and get ourselves back together. Because the more we can do that, and actually practice self-care by at least once a day having a time, even if it's just 5 minutes, where nobody can interrupt you, where you're just sitting in the silence, bringing your energy back, cutting ties with the day, grounding, connecting to your guides, and just whatever it is you need to do, you're less likely then to be affected by other people's energies, and to feel anxiety or angst or anything like that, if you've made time to actually just meditate and be. And meditation doesn't necessarily mean spending an hour on a lotus flower in the lotus position. A lot of people do that, and that works for them, and that's beautiful. But if you haven't got that time, meditation is about just being in the present moment, not thinking about anything, and bringing yourself back to you. Breathing, because we don't breathe properly. We shallow breathe, and filling your body, and just being grateful, and sitting in the energy, and just being. And when you can do that, you'll be a lot calmer through the day. And so that's my advice, the long-winded advice, as to how to cope with the dramas of other people, and to get through a day and not end up a total basket case and drinking a bottle of wine at the end of it, because you've totally been shattered by the whole experience of living through a day. It's about finding a way to also cut ties with people, and to actually just bring yourself back to you. Yeah. And not enough people make time for that. And other things might be, once a week, have a massage, or go and have a long soak in a bath, or just read a book, or anything, just where you get some you time. And I think some people don't make time for that, and then wonder why they're always exhausted and snapping at everybody, pretty much. So let's pull a card for everybody to, thanks Susan, lovely to hear from you. And look, don't always take my own advice, but there are times when I do this once a week, and then on a Thursday night I do a meditation for a weight loss group, the Jowett method, TJM, mindset and weight loss. And so that gets me doing that, and I do it for nothing, because I really enjoy doing it, and it gets my name out there, but it also just gets me connecting to people, who are like-minded. And love reading, that's right, pat the cats, and animals actually are really, really helpful for de-stressing. just sit and pat the dog for a while. And then, of course, they want more and more and more, but just anything like that can just get you out of your mind. But I do it. It gets me meditating, and but I do make myself, in the morning is a good time. Getting up, I'll get up and I'll just, when I was working, I would get up, make a coffee, big one for having coffee. Most people have a tea, but I've just got to have coffee. And sit and just meditate for a while. And that would be when I would write my books or do my channelings in that quiet at 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock. Is a really good time for me. I'm not a nighttime person, so I would find that. So find a really good time. Get up half an hour earlier, meditate, walk if you need to. Just make that time. The excuse of there is no time. We just need to make the time, because who's the most important? You are the ship. Particularly if you're a single parent, male or female, or your partner's away a lot, or you're the one who runs the household and everything. If you go down, the whole ship goes down. So self-care is really important, and that includes meditating, making sure that you're not getting stressed, giving yourself enough time to feel that you are your own person, not chief cook, bottle washer, husband, wife, mother, whatever. I do have I've had a few clients in the past who've come and I've just said, who are you? Who is the real you? It's a little bit like that movie, The Runaway Bride. How do you like your eggs? Every person she was with, she had her eggs a different way. And it wasn't until she wasn't with anybody that she actually tried eggs every which way and discovered which way she liked her eggs. And you don't even know, if you change the way you eat for someone else, then you're not being in your own true self, and that's sad. Hi Robin, how are you? All right, this is for everybody, and it's just about what we need to do in the next week to make sure that we're coming home to ourselves, coming home to us, and actually bringing our energy back and just sitting in our sacred space of our own sacredness, and making sure that we have that space and the time to just enjoy being in our own body and in our own company. Creativity, and like if meditation is really difficult for you, drawing mandalas are really very kind of mind numbing, aren't they? You can just like draw or just paint or do something that you don't have to think. Anything like that will just help. Self-expression, just help you to come back to you, and just to not have to, it doesn't even have to be anything, it's just a way of releasing and relaxing. So and that's a really good one. Creativity. Sacral chakra, quilting. Lisa loves her quilting. Oh my God, she's so good at it. The things that she creates, I would not have the patience. Mind you, I'm knitting, so I love to knit. So anything like that, where you're just in your space doing your thing, that's a beautiful thing to do, and that is akin to meditation. Another eye, yes, only one eye. So I've got a friend. She comes to me sometimes to just for a bit of spiritual development, and she sees a horse's eye, and it just looks exactly like a horse's eye. Crocheting, sewing, anything like that. Beautiful. Just if we just made time just to do that, and in a busy world, it's not always easy, but set aside a certain time a week. If you're working full time and got children, and totally get it, but maybe on a Sunday, that might be your sacred day where you just shut the door and have a bath and read, and you're in there for 2 hours, or something like that, where it's just for you. And this face too, Angie, it's like it's all ornate and everything, but there's no pretense in it. It just is. It's coming back to you. There's so many healings I do for people where they have to be, their soul needs to remember what it feels like to be safe to show the world their true self. You are who you are. You can't change that. You shouldn't have to feel like you need to change it to be accepted by anyone. And if you do, then there's lots of healing to be done. You are who you are, and if people can't accept you, then that's their stuff. You know, like, so, yeah, gee, we can get a bit deep, can't we? All right, next one. And the sacral chakra is all to do with the ego and being able to see your true self and not have to apologise for it. Hi Tracy. Okay, so spill it out. If it's a really personal thing, you might just want to get in touch with me so that I can give you a personal reading. But if it's something that everybody can learn from, please pop it up in the group and we'll talk about it. You know what I said about love is all there is? There we go, the heart chakra, love. And the pink, even though green is the heart chakra, pink is the colour of love. So it's all about, but all the colours in that are connection to all the chakra colours and just, you know, really grounding your own love energy into you. Connection to the unconditional love of the Creator is really important. Life is very distant at the moment, a little lost. A lot of people are feeling lost. So it could be about connection. If it's very busy, just add a little bit more. Whatever you feel that you want to share, please don't share anything you don't want to, just so I can help, because there'll be a lot of people who'll be feeling that way. A lot of people are at crossroads, a lot of people are feeling lost. This seems to be the lifetime where people are letting go of their karmic ties, letting go of soul contracts that they no longer need to keep learning lessons through. They're letting go of trauma from past lifetimes, and they're stepping into their soul purpose. And if you're feeling lost, that could be the call of your soul to your soul purpose. And if you're feeling just like life is not worthwhile, then that might be it. Also, a lot of people are feeling that they don't belong because their souls have journeyed on other planets and they know oneness, whereas on Earth really we don't live that way. We live in separateness, and so we're disconnected, and we feel disconnected because people judge us and don't understand us. Okay, Susan, well, please, by all means, get in touch with me. I don't like to contact people because I don't want to appear pushy. So just drop a line onto the Spiritual Events Directory or message me at Reaching Out Spiritual News and I'll get in touch with you straight away. Okay, so one more chakra card and then I'll grab some more cards out. Earth Magic cards might be the way. Communication, so there's telepathy. We're all one, so every thought creates, and people can put their thoughts onto other people even without knowing. They can become psychic hooks and psychic attachments. But it is about keeping that communication open, that if you do need help, you let someone know that you need help. Just making sure that you're also open and honest with yourself about what's going on, because no one can really fix it except you. You just definitely need to start that process. So keeping that communication channel open with yourself, with your guides, and being open to and listening to the messages that are coming through to you. You're welcome, Susan. Is really important. So, okay, so I'm going to now get some Earth Magic cards out for the people who are feeling that life is not fulfilling, they're not feeling fulfilled and they're feeling a bit lost. And if anyone else is feeling that way, please, if you would like to, let us know. So these are Earth Magic Oracle cards, and I love, love, love them. I've also got Earth Power cards, and they're really good too because they give good guidance. The thing is, we know already what we need to do. We know everything we need to know, but in a human body, we forget. And our mind plays all sorts of tricks on us, and it's our soul that knows what the lessons are that we've chosen and what our sole purpose for being here is and what our journey has been. And that connects with our higher mind. Colleen says she's lost as well. So it's about not thinking about anything, because the mind just mucks you up. The monkeys jump on bed, have a lovely time. It's about bringing your consciousness down into your heart space and breathing. So let's do that first, and then I'll pull some cards. So I always like to do a meditation, so we may as well do that. And it's about sitting in your sacred heart space and just knowing what you need to know, rather than trying to think it, because the mind just mucks us up and we doubt, and get the mind out of it, So let's just close our eyes, take some nice breaths, and just center your energy in your body. Feel your feet on the floor, and just push your energy down into your body and ground it. Feel your energy grounding into the earth, and be present in the space. Push other thoughts out, just be present. And then just bring your energy up and center it in your heart space. Now see, feel or imagine yourself sitting in the energy of your heart space. So you can do that a few different ways. You can just kind of focus your energy in and feel it surrounding you. Or you can breathe the light of the Creator, which is your own light. So we're talking about unconditional love energy around you, so that you're in a beautiful bubble of light. Just with intention it is. So there's no need to doubt that it's happening. When you intend, it happens. And hold the intention that you're in your sacred heart space. So a door will open in front of you. Just, if you can't see it, imagine it, visualize it, and you're going down some stairs into a beautiful chamber that is, for me, purple, but it could be a different colour for you. And you can just create your own space with lounges and make it really comfortable. This is your sacred heart space, and this is where you are really connected to your higher self, and your connection to the Creator is the strongest. So just, what is my purpose? What is my soul purpose? And then just let go and just don't think. Bring your mind, take a breath, bring your mind down into your heart, and just know the answer. You might get a message, you might see it, you might just get a knowing. Just let it go though. And while you're doing that, and I'm holding the space for you all, the soul purpose can be as simple as learning to love unconditionally, or loving other people unconditionally. So just sit in that energy and don't think. And so now I call upon the light of the Creator to enter your sacred heart space and fill you with love. Hope, and to bring you the answers you seek. Hello, hi Sylvia, hi Slim. So here's mountain strength. You are never alone. You have the strength of the Creator's love with you, and also your guides and your higher self and the knowledge of your higher self. So even if it takes a while and a bit of practice, it's there. Of course, if you need help, there's me, but there's lots of other people, whoever you trust to go to help you. But I have done channeling about mountains, and it talks about the still point of creation. And so every time you take a breath and you just hold your breath, you create a still point that is the optimum time for creation. So if you're feeling lost and you don't know what it is you want to do, it is just about sitting in the silence and really feeling into your body, but your soul knows. So trust that it will present itself in time, and also trust that when you intend that you step into your soul purpose and that is what you wish to do, then all paths will lead you there. But it can mean sometimes that things need to fall away or people fall away from your life. There might be big changes, and change is messy, transition's messy, so it might feel that the whole world's just gone berserk, but really it's like the Tower card in the tarot. The new can't come in if the old is still there blocking the way. So you've got to allow change to occur and trust that. I'm glad that was good. Trust that as long as you're focused, even if you don't know what it is that's coming next for you, but you are holding in your heart that you would love to help people, say, or that you would love to work with animals, or that you would love to, whatever it is conceptually that you want to do, that's what you start with. And then just look for signs and guidance. But the strength card I really like, because it's it's like being in that strength of faith, of knowing that you're here for a reason, and that as long as you can maintain some kind of focus and don't just get lost in the lostness, if you know what I mean, because a lot of people do. They just get completely overwhelmed and then lose their way completely. Meditate, breathe, keep asking for help, and hold the faith that it will come, and then it does. Maybe you turn on and you see a person like me, that's happened for people, but it might not be me. I'm one of many. And so it's just about never giving up. Hi, Kelly. Okay, so while we're in that beautiful space, calling upon now your predominant archangel guide who's working with you, and you may or may not know who that is, but I'm asking for each of you to have your archangel guide come to you and sit with you, and for their energy to be noticeable for you. So So you're sitting in your sacred heart space, surrounded by the beautiful colour, filled with Creator's beautiful white light, and your Archangel guide comes and sits next to you. Remember with intent it is, so see, feel or imagine, feel the energy change, and just pour your heart out to them. Then empty your mind. Now, if you can't receive messages, sorry, my finger is a bit wonky today. If you can't receive messages, that's okay, like, channeled messages. You'll get a feeling, a sign, a vision, a knowing, a colour, or a feeling of peace. So I'm just going to give you a couple of minutes now to know that you have your Archangel guide with you and that they are bringing you comfort and hope. And so just ask them a question, pour your heart out, or just sit in their beautiful loving presence and see what you get. Hi Kelly, I'm pulling cards for the collective. I just can't pull cards for individual people. It just, it's a bit draining and it takes away from helping everybody. But I'm about to pull an Archangel card for everybody, so it will be for you as well. Look, if you really don't know who your Archangel guide is and you don't feel a presence, call in Archangel Michael. And just ask him for guidance, or the Archangel that you work with the most, okay? Just one more minute just to feel your Archangel's presence. Hi Jessica, lovely to see you. Right, so we're sitting in our sacred heart space, surrounded by Creator's beautiful light, and sitting with our Archangel guide at the moment, who is the one working with you the most. If you're not sure who that is, you can ask them for a name. You just say, state your name and purpose for being with me. And you could just get a pen and write a name. It might just come in your mind. You might know already. If you're not sure, call in an Archangel Michael, they're the go-to, and ask for a message, a feeling, a knowing, a sign. Beautiful. So I hope that people are going well with that. Sorry to rush you if you're kind of immersed in a beautiful meditation, but I have pulled 3 cards that I think will help everybody. They're daily guidance from your angels, oracle cards. The first one was steady progress. We acknowledge you for the progress you've made in remembering love in your daily activities. Now, even if you can think of a time when you haven't, let's focus on the good things. Don't we always focus on the negative, all the bad things we've done, and then we forget all the great progress we've made. If you think how far you've come already in your spiritual development and in your understanding of your own divinity, then give yourself credit for that. We can clearly see the contribution you're making to the world through your thoughts, feelings and actions of love. And if you are making a real effort to watch your thoughts, send love to the world, just give yourself credit for that. So we're all making steady progress, and it is a work in progress. Oh, that's fantastic, Janelle. Honestly, I feel honoured to really help people to connect. But going into your sacred heart space and just feeling that beautiful sacred space is so lovely. And you can do it any time. So once you know it, it's something that can be a really helpful thing to do. The next one I love, innocence. Look at those colours. Beloved one, everyone is guiltless in truth, as no one can alter God's handiwork of perfection. Give us your feelings of heaviness so we can lighten your load. So do it now. You've got your archangel with you. Just literally hand it over. Just all your worries, all your heaviness, and just allow them to carry your burdens. Give us any guilt, anger or blame that may shroud your loving outlook. Enjoy the peace within your heart once more. So just do that now, okay? Just do a dump and your archangel will take it away and give it to God's light. And then just breathe in love and breathe out light. Breathe in light and breathe out love. And just breathe in the beautiful peace and love from the Creator and your guides, and just know that it, and ask for whatever situation is weighing you down, ask that it be resolved in the highest and best way for you and all concerned. Bring up the violet flame if need be. And thank them for their guidance and support, because it's there, okay? And the last one goes with innocence, release and surrender. Look at that beautiful picture. We shower you with blessings of our radiant love. Open your arms and release the challenges that you've held tightly gripped within your hands. Open your hands, arms and heart to our love and assistance. Remember, you have to ask. We all have free will, and not even God or the angels can help us unless we ask. Angels are never too busy. You won't believe how many people say to me, oh yeah, but they're far too busy for me. No. Angels are there to help us. They're omnipotent, so they can be in a million, billion, trillion places all at once, and they're there in an instant. So never feel that if you're saying that they're too busy to help you, you've got a self-love issue, because then you're not feeling good enough. And that is so not true. Remember, in the energy of the Creator, we're all one. We're all one and the same. No one is any more important than anyone else. Not even the Queen, Prime Minister, Donald Trump. We're all the same, okay? So angels are one and the same with us as well. So remember that all of what we're talking about is a consciousness. We're reaching out to the highest of our own consciousness to bring in the highest and best energy, so that we can then rise above all the drama and stuff, and we can be connected always to our higher self and to our not spiritual knowledge, and to our connection to the all, while still being in a human body. And if we're aware of it all the time, then it makes it easier to do that. We can send love and light to an ambulance when it goes past. We can send love to people who are having an argument without intervening in things. We can actually be more self-critical of ourselves and look to see how we're contributing to a situation rather than blaming anyone else. And all those kinds of things are great progress in becoming more consciously aware of ourselves as divine or spokes of the divine wheel. So, you know, it is a work in progress, and no one can say, I don't think, that they've ever 100% ascended, and that, because we are human and we've got all of that human ego stuff going on. But if we're making a conscious effort to be better people and to be sending out higher vibrations, then no one can ask for more than that. And doing amazingly well. So give yourselves a pat on the back and stop being so hard on yourself. Okay? And Auntie Tor has spoken. There you go. My name's Victoria, but my nickname is Tor. Okay. Right. Goddess cards to send you off, and then I have to dash off. Now I've got to go to the accountant. Joy o' joys. Still have to live in the physical world and pay my taxes. So here we go. So this is to empower us for the week ahead. Thank you so much for your contributions today. Oh, that's awesome, Angie. I'm glad you enjoyed that. So remember, we went to our Sacred Heart space, and then we connected to the Creator, and we brought in our guides. Just always ask for your highest and best. And know that with intention it is. So even if you can't see it with your third eye, just know that it is happening. Trust. Pardon me, that is where trust is the most important word. So here we go. Sekhmet, be strong. So for all those who are feeling lost, feeling like things aren't going your way, you are stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. And look at that beautiful purple colour too, sending the violet flame to you to help to transmute energies so that the outcome can be for the highest and best. But when you hold intention for something and you're manifesting something, let go of the outcome. Don't hold on to the outcome, just let go and then trust that it's going to be okay, and work out for the highest and best for everybody. And just exactly what we've been talking about, all of you have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching, but can also help you. You know everything you need to know. So take yourself into that beautiful sacred space. Bring your mind down into that sacred space and just feel it and know it to be true without trying to nut it out in your head, because it'll just muck you up. And the last one, true love. The romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. And I look at that as loving yourself. When you truly love yourself, you can send love to the world. If you're having trouble loving yourself, then you need to send love to you. And just learn to love yourself. And when you do that, then people will send love back to you and not criticise you anymore, because you won't be criticising yourself. So have a love affair with yourself and do something beautiful for yourself today. And know that I send love to all of you. And heart to you, Lise, and to everybody else, Angie and Des and Susan and everybody. And thank you so much. If you would like to get in touch with me for a reading, please do. You can go to victoriacochrane.com. You can find me on Facebook on Reaching Out Spiritual News. I will always answer you very quickly, and I look forward to seeing you all again next week at 12 noon here on Spiritual Events Directory. Lots of love to all of you. Bye for now. You're welcome. Bye-bye. Love you, Lise. Thank you, Susan. Oh, hi, Roxy. Great. Oh, yeah, I'll just tell you what they were before I go. Goddess cards, angel cards, and yes, I still use Doreen Virtue before she kind of changed, because they're in a different energy, and Earth Magic cards today. Beautiful, thanks, Anne-Marie. Lots of love to you all. Thanks, Angie. Bye for now.